gentlemen, this is Dr. Jimbo Love and Dr. Jimbo Love Show remote from Brothers Bar in Northfield, Colorado. The gentleman sitting to my right over here is Seth Matthews. He is not only the GM of Brothers Bar in Northfield, which he's going to tell us how to get here. It's right off of 270. And everybody knows where Outdoor World is. I can see it over my back, over here. We are that close. Anyways, the reason we have Seth here is because he is not only the GM of Brothers Bar, but he also is a resident genius with Big Ten football. So this is going to be a college football version of the Dr. Jimbo Love Show. And we are right now broadcasting live from Brothers Bar. And today, of course, is Sunday, August 15th, 2021. So first question I had was, well, we got to get to know who Seth is, right? I mean, you guys are already bored with me. So, Seth, tell me just briefly a little bit about your background, how you found your way to Colorado, and how you found yourself to the seat sitting next to me.
Oh, perfect, yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Seth Matthews. And I moved out to Colorado about 7 years ago. Came from the great state of Minnesota. I'm actually a St. Cloud State graduate. Great hockey school. D1, made it to the championship. Fell a little bit short this year. I actually have a teaching background. Through college, I actually worked for Brothers Bar and Grill. They've been great to me. And when it came time to graduate school, they offered to relocate me out to Denver, Colorado.
That is really cool. So, again, we can't stress enough that here's Seth going to college, getting a teaching degree, but yet his career is his college job. Because the way Brothers works, it sounds like it's pretty neat. They found themselves a really, really talented individual, and they turned him into a GM, and then they relocated him right out of college. Is that close to the story?
Yeah, that's pretty much the story, and they're a great company to work for. Ran by two brothers, very family-oriented. They keep expanding. And
established in 1967, which is the year that I was born. Every time I come in here, it says established 1967. It makes me feel really at home. And Seth makes me feel at home. His staff makes me feel at home. And the reason we're doing this broadcast from here is because this is my favorite bar to watch college or pro. And I've been here for the last 3.5, 4 years and have been fortunate enough to get a chance to meet Seth.
Yeah, there's actually a funny story about that. It says we're established in 1967, but that's actually when the second brother was born. So that's when they became brothers, not when they started opening restaurants.
See, now it even makes me feel better because now this brother is 54 years old, or turning 54, which is class of 85. We're all turning 54. We got one more year, and then we're truly senior citizens. So get yourself set, folks. Seth, how old are you?
I am 32.
Wow, 32. And all this knowledge he's going to give to you folks, I'm excited. Let's start going into the Big Ten here. Again, the Big Ten Conference sometimes is treated like the redheaded stepchild, although we've seen Ohio State come out as a 4th seed, and they went and ended up winning a national championship. But we're going to let Seth start with his favorite team, the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Minnesota Golden Gophers, Ski-U-Ma.
Yep, and Jane McGinn is a 1987 graduate from there. I don't believe she was in the top 3 of her class, but as far as looks go, she was number 1.
Well, yeah, the Minnesota Gophers, they're turning around their culture with PJ Fleck. There's their head coach. They've been kind of irrelevant over the last couple of years, but they made a run about 2 years ago before COVID. This year they're coming in, same quarterback, same coach. They got a star of a running back, but...
What year is that running back?
I believe he's a junior or senior.
Okay, so he's pretty well established then. Do you think, how much run-pass ratio do you think that this offense will have at Minnesota?
Minnesota's been the same way for many, many years, even with the new coach. I'm still going there 80% run, maybe 20% pass.
Wow. See, and we've seen a complete reversal of that trend in the NFL. Do you not agree?
Yeah, you're starting to see people be very mobile with quarterback. They're throwing deep a lot. Running backs now are becoming wide receivers, and those are the ones that are the most successful. You got your Christian McCaffrey, your Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, and then Christian McCaffrey is a great person to mention because, of course, he went to Valor Christian High School right here locally, and also there's a caveat, and I'm not sure if Christian played basketball, but I think the younger brothers, Luke and what's the other youngest brother?
Oh, they have the young one coming out.
Luke and we'll find out. We'll check with you and get back to you on it. But anyways, my current employer, which is Pockner Exteriors, the owner was the coach, the basketball coach at Valor Christian, while the time all three McCaffrey brothers were there.
So you're super successful.
Yeah. So let's cut to the chase. Where is Minnesota going to finish? And tell them, is it an East-West or is it a North-South conference?
So it's an East-West conference. Minnesota actually is set up for success.
Are they in the East or West?
They are in the East.
Okay. And we can always check all that stuff. I mean, the thing is that sometimes teams transfer from East to West, so, as far as you know, they're in the East.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I mean, they have it pretty much set up. Michigan State, Ohio State, all on the other side.
Okay.
Actually, Minnesota is in the West. Because
Minnesota's in the West, and Northwestern is going to be there as well, right?
Yep.
So let's name the schools that we have in the West. We've got, of course, Minnesota Golden Gophers.
You're going to go Wisconsin.
You're
going to have Maryland. No, Maryland's in
the East, isn't it? I think it is because, well, we'll figure it out. We don't need, you guys can look this kind of stuff up on Google. There's no reason for us to have to stop the broadcast and figure everything out. So, what else now? Okay, let's talk about this. How good is Ohio State going to be this year? Are they going to be a shoo-in for the Final Four, or are they going to be struggling to keep in the top 10 this season?
So, even with them losing their quarterback, they had 2 5-star recruits that just came in at quarterback.
Now, which quarterback was that they lost?
Justin Fields.
And who had a chance to draft Justin Fields?
The Broncos.
And did not. All right, we'll get into that show tomorrow. Go ahead.
But even with their schedule, you have Michigan State on their side. They're pretty much set up to be successful. They're going to go undefeated this year and finish in the top 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State is not going to get stopped at all this year.
Okay, so who's their quarterback, and why do you feel so strongly about this prediction?
So right now they're in between quarterbacks. They're looking at 2 5-star recruits. They're actually battling out right now. They do have an older quarterback, but I don't believe he's in the mix.
Okay.
They're all around. They're better in every single position than anybody else in the Big Ten.
Okay, in every single position. Are we including kicking in this too?
I would say they have a consistent kicker that can carry them the whole way.
I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, so tell us who else you think. How's Penn State going to do this year?
Penn State, they're getting back there. Ever since they have lost a lot of players and they had scandals go on in previous years, they're finally becoming back to the program they were. They still got a long road ahead. I believe that they could take maybe 2nd or 3rd in their division. I think they have the tougher side because they have Michigan and Michigan State. And Michigan is that team that's always on the door. They got Harbaugh as coach.
Yeah, Harbaugh, yeah. And so the reason I asked that question is, of course, some of you guys know this, but I went to school at Mansfield University, graduated in 89 with a chemistry degree. But Penn State football in Pennsylvania, back when Pitt was good and Tony Dorsett was there in the 70s, there was a true rivalry. But since Pitt has really not done too much, Larry Fitzgerald's their last really quality player. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, Joe Flacco actually was on Penn State's roster and ended up not having any opportunity for play and transferred to Delaware, where he had tremendous success. And of course, we know that Joe Flacco did extremely well for the
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, for the Ravens, and then he came here for the Broncos for a bit, and unfortunately, it didn't work out the way he probably wanted it to.
Yeah.
So, Penn State, now, anything else that you want to add about the Big Ten that you think is relevant as far as anything to developing that great mind of yours?
A team that's going to be a dark horse, and they could always make some noise. Quarterback actually has a famous brother. Tua's little brother is actually in the Big Ten.
Tua?
He is
from Alabama.
And his little brother plays for Maryland because he wasn't getting the opportunity to play at Alabama.
Interesting.
And so you got to watch out for those Maryland Terrapins.
Yes. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Boomer Esiason was a Maryland Terrapin way back in the day. Back in my era, 1986 was I think he graduated from there, and then went to Cincinnati, and then got on as a broadcaster and just I'm not a big fan. I'm a Phil Simms fan.
Yeah.
Phil, if you're out there listening, you guys look a little bit alike, but my wife met both of you on the airplane. My wife, Yvonne Gulick, and she said that you, Phil, were very nice, whereas Boomer was quite rude. Anyways, not to, be horrible to all the Maryland people out there, because you can't, it's like me. I'm a Steeler fan, but people have told me horrible stories about Ben. Mm-hmm. Now, this was early in his career. He's come a long way. He's married. He's a family man now. And I would never speak badly of my favorite quarterback in the NFL.
I draft him almost every year.
Good. Yeah, this fantasy football. We'll have to do some fantasy football stuff when we do the pro football thing.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just, normally we take a break right now, but we're going to just pretend there's a break. So let's pretend there's a break. Let's take a little break.
Yeah.
Let's keep running here. Basically, this is, there's 4 minutes of commercials.
Okay.
So we're going to just, all right, so you're fucking kicking it out of the...
If I scoot up Minnesota,
no, it's okay, it's okay. But listen, it sounds more real when you're not always right. Mm-hmm. Like with me, I couldn't remember the Ravens' name, and you stepped in and helped me.
Yeah.
Just like when you're talking to somebody across the bar, you don't want to do. You're doing great, dude. You're fucking natural. All right, so let's stop it for a second.